Hi, my name's Greg Roth. I'm a Professor Emeritus of Agronomy in the Department of Plant Sciences at Penn State, and here to talk to you a little bit about our malting barley trial. Malting barley is something we've worked on at Penn State for the last 4 or 5 years, and we've had really good success with some of the varieties that we've brought in. You can see malting barleys like this one are generally shorter than our conventional barleys on my left. These guys might be 25, 26 inches tall, whereas our conventional barley, this variety at least, is something like 36 or 37 inches tall. So they're going to be more short, but yields have been very good, and the yield stability has been good. Actually, over the last 2 or 3 years, the malting barleys have averaged about 10 bushels per acre more than some of these conventional barleys that we grow. So I've been impressed with the malting barleys, and I wouldn't be against trying them for a feed barley production. So the first variety here is one of the more popular ones grown in the Northeast. It's a 2-row barley from Germany. It's from the company called KWS, and its name is Scala, and it's been a good performer. We've gotten pretty consistently 90 to 100 bushels per acre in plots, maybe 90 bushels on farms, and has good malting characteristics. And something that has a pretty good track record in about 4 or 5 years of testing here at Penn State. Next to it is another European variety, been grown a little bit more down in Virginia, but certainly a good performer as well. It's called Flavia, and it also has had really good yields. It's also a 2-row. It's a little bit maybe a little bit longer season than Scala, but it's still pretty respectable. All the malting barleys generally are going to be 3 or 4 days longer than many of our typical feed barleys, but they make up for that again in the good performance and the yield. Also helps them avoid some of the frost damage we get in places like Center County here. Here we have another variety from KWS, similar to Scala. It's called Donau. It's typically been a little higher yielding, maybe 6 or 7 bushels per acre higher yielding than Scala. Has similar malting characteristics, and also has good disease resistance. What's interesting about these malting barleys is many of them are European, and barley has a unique characteristic that we can bring European varieties here to central Pennsylvania and they work pretty well. That's not the case with something like winter wheat. Those varieties don't transfer very well, but we're very fortunate in that we can grow these tried and true German varieties here in Pennsylvania, and they do quite well. Next to me is another interesting variety that's been recently developed at Oregon State University. It's called Buck. It's actually a naked variety. And as some of you know, we've worked with naked hulless varieties in the past, and this is one can be both used as a traditional naked variety for food purposes or feed, but could also do double duty as a malting variety. So we're testing it here. It's a little bit later than our other malting varieties, and doesn't quite have the disease resistance, but it has good head size and looks like it's going to be a pretty respectable yielder for a hulless variety. So we're excited about seeing what Buck has in store for us. So these next two are experimental varieties we brought in from Oregon State, and they're also hulless malting varieties like Buck, and this particular one is very short statured, and on the late side it's a 6-row like Buck is, and has some unique characteristics. Since it's an experimental, I'm not sure what its its potential is. It looks like it has some disease resistance issues. But again, we're gonna see. One of the neat things about barley is the tremendous diversity you see in the varieties that are out there. Next to it is another Oregon State experimental. This one happens to be a 2-row though. It's looks like it has a little bit more potential than this 6-row over here, and has yielded well in some of the Cornell trials. And I'm interested to see how it performs as this combination hulless and malting barley type. Okay, here's a couple other KWS varieties. This is called Summerset. Again, it's somewhat similar to Scala. It has been yielding a little higher than Scala in our trials and at Cornell's, and seems to have some decent disease resistance. One thing I know you'll notice about these malting barley varieties is they have great head density, and that's a key driver as to why they get good yields. And I'm interested in why some varieties develop that higher head density than other ones. Some seem to lose their tillers in the spring as the crop develops. So I think that's something for my colleagues to be looking at in the future. This is another KWS European variety. One difference is it's a 6-row alternative. Lots of folks sort of like the 2-row for malting, but 6 rows have a following as well. And this one's called Faro. I think it's been grown for a few years. Also has done reasonably well, and you can see the crop here is just starting to ripen as the awns are starting to turn colors. And our final variety here is another European variety that's been tested in Virginia, Maryland, and here at Penn State. Has generally had a track record also of very good yields, with some very high yields in Virginia and Maryland, and it's called Hirondella. It's a 6-row variety, a little bit earlier than Scala and some of the other varieties, and a decent disease resistance, good standability, good malting characteristics. So another one that's been around, high yielding European, and definitely one to keep your eye on. So the results of our trial will be on the Penn State Small Grains testing page later this summer. And you can review the performance of this trial and ones of the previous years as well. And also you'll be seeing more malting barley information coming out from our Penn State team, as our crew has a project funded to look at factors for improving malting barley production in Pennsylvania, and you'll be hearing more from the team on malting barley in the months to come.